All right, hello, welcome to the weather update. It is June the 1st, 2021, and the start of the official hurricane season. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about the weather we have that we've talked about the past month of May, and of course, as you see here on the satellite, a lot of high clouds around. We had sun, high clouds. Not really a nice blue sky today. The good news is it was and is cool out there. We have temperatures generally in the mid 60s across the area, mid and upper 60s. A little warmer as you head into northern New Jersey and central New Jersey, maybe around 70 there. And then even in Ocean County, Jersey Shore, they're in the upper 60s. So let's go take a look at our high temperatures for today. We'll look at that. And the humidity is fairly low, too. We have dew points in the low 50s, so comfortable humidity levels out there. Let's now look at what the high temperatures were today. And drum roll, please. All right, we actually managed to get into the 70s today. Well into the 70s, surprisingly, actually. It's cooled off now, a little more with the sea breeze, but 78 in Carl Place, 75 in Farmingdale, 73 at Islip, 72 in Shirley. Of course, cooler on the South Shore right at the beaches. You're only in the upper 60s. 70 at West Hampton. And look at LaGuardia, you got up to 79, almost 80 degrees. 75 at Central Park. As you head into New Jersey, you got upper 70s. And it looks like we still don't have Miller Air Park yet. But we do have a report of 80 degrees in Toms River. So, once again, Toms River being the hot spot, as it always usually is. So let's take a look at the climate for the climate update for the month, and we'll start with Islip here. We're going to look at the monthly weather summary. We'll see if they have one for Islip, and if they don't, then I'll have to do the preliminary. And they don't. I'll have to do the preliminary one. Okay. So we'll go over that, and we'll just go over Islip because they haven't done the full monthly yet. So I guess I'll have to do it in the next weather update. But you'll see here, when we look at our statistics for May at Islip, the average monthly temperature was 59.7. That is about only 0.2 degrees above normal. Precipitation, 5.12. We're above normal with that. Not surprisingly, 1.84 inches of, that's the departure, 1.84 inches above normal. The highest temperature was 90 on May 22nd, and the lowest was 41 on May 9th. Very interesting. Very interesting. Actually, I kind of shouldn't have closed that up because I needed... All right, well, let's go to this. All right, we'll do Central Park. I mean, this pretty much tells you everything that you need, even though it's the preliminary report. Let's look at the report for Central Park. So the average monthly temperature was 62.9. Departure from normal, 0.3 degrees below normal. So both sites were fairly close to normal, despite the heat. And Central Park actually never made it to 90. It made it to 89 on the 22nd. And it got down to 42 on the 1st. Precipitation, again, above normal, believe it or not. Again, that was rainy last couple of days of the month. Really put us over put us above normal for the month at Central Park. 4.36 inches of precipitation. That is 0.40 above normal. So let's go look at what we have going on at. I wish they had the full report out, but they don't. So this is pretty much what we got. You know. Anyway, let's go look at what I didn't close this. Good, I didn't. I wanted to look at the minimum temperature for this morning because it was pretty chilly this morning. Actually, let's see what it got down at. 47 at Carl Place, 51 at Farmingdale, 48 at Islip. Look at West Hampton though, 39. So yeah, pretty chilly in West Hampton once again. Pretty chilly. Let's see if they got the radiational cooling in Toms River. And, well, without Miller Air Park reporting, it's kind of hard to tell, but it doesn't look like they got it. Not like we did. Anyway, so with that, let's get to the forecast as we get into this kind of crappy pattern as we enter this crappy pattern with an Atlantic ridge that's just a seemingly not going anywhere. And you'll see what I mean when I move this GFS along. I can move it along real quick. You can see nothing changes. Look at that. That ridge just sits there. There are even a couple of tropical systems in the mix. So that ridge doesn't go anywhere, and so we're going to be under its influence in some shape or form for at least the next 10 days. And I know it's a crappy pattern to be in, and that's all because of the jet stream again being completely absent from our lives. So the jet stream goes away. We don't have a jet stream. It's way up in Canada, and look at that. I mean, it's up over the whole country. So we'd have to wait to the end of the period. Of course, that's the end of the period. We know that the GFS likes this, trying to basically find an end to it when it doesn't know when this is going to end. So yeah, it's really cruddy pattern to be in. So let's go to the HRRR model now. And I know all I have is the 18Z HRRR. We can look at our precipitation chances as we head into tomorrow. And there probably won't be any. There's some showers well to the north. But as we head into Thursday, this is when we're going to start dealing with some rain showers and possibly some thunderstorms. As we get into this really humid air, that we're going to be stuck in for quite a while on the backside of this Atlantic ridge that's going to get stuck there. So you can see that chance of showers there that we're going to be dealing with. And if we move this to the NAM3, which probably will go a little further out, and you can see those showers and thunderstorms that we're going to be dealing with on Thursday. And then also we're going to probably be dealing with it into Friday a little bit as well. Let me go to the GFS. So you'll see. We'll move it along. You'll see. Finally, I guess we might get out of it by Friday. Good news is the weekend, it will not be raining. Bad news is it's going to be humid and warm. And you can see we're under the influence of this high-pressure system here, which is going to mean above normal temperatures and humidity, basically. So let's go look at the temperature trend as we look at the GFS. And you will see as we go into tomorrow, similar weather to today. I think tomorrow is going to be very similar to today. And at least it won't be that humid, but the humidity starts coming up as we head into Thursday. And it's not that warm on Thursday because we have all the rain showers around, so that'll keep the temperatures down. But then things start heating up as we head into Friday and the weekend. You'll see temperatures getting closer to 80 degrees on Friday, and then once we get to the weekend, we're in the 80s and probably over 90 in New Jersey. All right, and here's Sunday. The heat gets even worse. We're talking a good chance of 90s in New Jersey, maybe even 90s in the middle of the island there. And it's like I said, if we get a killer west wind, it's going to be bad. The South Shore will be the place to be, obviously. So it's only June, and we're already seeing hot and humid weather. And then look at this. We could be setting up for a heat wave because it's hot again on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh my gosh, this is going to be one hell of a heat wave next week with that ridge. So you can see we're going to be dealing with a lot of heat next week. It's going to be very unpleasant. Every day is going to be very hot, 90s. That's definitely a heat wave. I think we definitely will have our first heat wave starting next week to kick off June. No wind in sight. The whole week looks hot. Look at this. The whole freaking look at this is next weekend. We'd have to wait until maybe the middle of the month to get some relief. So this is going to break records. If this does set up the way it is, we may have our warmest, or should I say hottest June on record. All right, and not only will it be hot, it's also going to be humid too. So let's look at those dew points, and you'll see what I mean. So we're still in the low dew point air, but then as you get, it's still in it tomorrow, but then as you get to Thursday, you notice those dew points coming up, and here we are, dew points in the 60s, and all weekend long. Well, at least it's trying to keep the dew points in the 50s, I guess. You can see the wind orientation. Southwest, it looks like there is a sea breeze. So on Saturday, there'll be a sea breeze. But on Sunday, you can see more of a westerly component. So maybe less of a sea breeze, but still on the humid side. And then Monday, here we go. It's humid. It's not as humid as it could be, but it's humid. Dew points in the 60s. You're going to feel it. And then we get that killer west wind set up for possibly Wednesday next week, and we're going to just be blazing all week long. So it's going to suck, especially if you're in New Jersey. I mean, some areas of Long Island will see relief, especially if you're on the South Shore. But look at these dew points. When do we ever get relief from this? This is going to be a whole week stretch of hot weather, and we're only in June here. All right, so very abnormal. Definitely not normal at all. But that's what you can count on as we deal with climate change. You know, that's what you can count on. Of course, and that's such a humid air mass, there could be chances of showers and thunderstorms each day. The pop-up variety kind of deal. So here's the cloud cover. Obviously, we're going to be in the clouds for a while. And even when we get those hot days, it's not going to be a nice clear sky. There'll probably be some cirrus around, some pop-up cumulus, that kind of deal. It'll be hazy. It won't be very nice. We can look at the NAM here. Sky cover. I'm not going to go nuts with the sky cover because we know the deal. We're going to have a lot of clouds around here tomorrow. You can see similar today with a veil of high clouds around. So it's going to, it'll be some sun, but it'll be filtered through the clouds. But at least tomorrow will be comfortable. One more comfortable day to walk around before the humidity and the heat start cranking up. And now we shift gears and we go to the tropics because we have another tropical system here. It's in the Pacific. It's Blanca. All right, so we have a Pacific system, a Blanca, tropical storm Blanca. I'm not going to go into, it's a Pacific storm. I'm not going to go into too many details with it, but max sustained winds at 50 miles an hour, minimum central pressure at 1,001, and it's moving west-northwest at 8 miles an hour. Nothing for the Atlantic yet, but we got a long season, and it could be a bad one. Yes, even News 12. I'm going to give News 12 credit. We're going to go to their News 12 Long Island site right now because you will see here that they actually did cover a lot on the middle of the island, but they actually had, of course, it's not on their website, of course, but they were actually here in Mineola talking about hurricane season. So I'm glad they were talking about that because this could be a really bad hurricane season for the coast. With such warm waters and the summer getting off to a blazing hot start, it's entirely possible that we could see some storms coming up the East Coast. So I want to look at the Ventus sky for a minute. And we're going to look at our temperatures for tomorrow. Let's go into this. So this is what it looks like tomorrow. You see south to southeast winds, so probably won't even get that hot in Jersey. A little cooler on the island, of course. It always is hotter in Jersey. But still one more comfortable day tomorrow, and then the humidity starts cranking up as we get in the heat starts cranking up. Here's Friday, and you can see, look at that, more of a westerly component to the wind coming off New Jersey, so it'll be a little hotter. Friday won't be too bad, but as we get into Saturday, that's when things start getting worse. Here we are at 2 o'clock. This is using the GFS model, so this basically gives us a better look than we got at Tropical Tidbits. It looks like there is a sea breeze for your Saturday, so most of the heat is concentrated on the North Shore and in New Jersey. Let's move this over to Sunday. I have this at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And Sunday, it's a little worse because you see there's more of a killer west wind. So that means temperatures will be worse in the middle of the island, closer to 90. In Jersey, you'll be in the 90s. And then every day, it's just going to be the same old story. Here you go. Here's a Monday. At least it looks like it has a sea breeze on Monday. The only thing that might save us is a sea breeze. But it depends on how strong that sea breeze is. Look at how hot it is. You know, Tom's River, you have a chance of hitting 100 this week. Look at that, 98. Man, I mean, how can anyone survive? It's so hot there. I mean, New Jersey is just getting hotter faster than any other state in this country. It's unbelievable how hot it is there. That's why I don't want to have to live there. That is really a place of last resort. But, you know, a certain demographic in their plan, that's what they want to do. But, you know what? We're not going to let them get their way. So I think that's going to wrap up this. That's a whole other topic that I'm not going to talk about here. We're talking about the weather, but it's just this is a really, if there's any reason why you don't want to live in New Jersey, look at this forecast. All right, look at all the heat in Jersey compared to Long Island. I mean, it's 71 out in Suffolk County, whereas Tom's River is like 94. All right, that's a good enough reason. Unless you like the heat. If you like the heat, then it's a great place for you. But if you don't like the heat and you can't take the heat and get sick from the heat like me, then it's not. It's not a good place at all to be. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care and thanks for watching.